Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Pro Wrestling Throwdown for the week of March 7th, 2021. I'm Caleb Black. That's Luke the Big Dog Williams. That's our in-studio producer, the mighty Max Fury.
Bar
are back.
Yes.
Been a couple weeks.
Been a little while.
Been a minute. But that's okay, because we're here providing all the top pro wrestling content that we can create with a laptop, a light, and three idiots who have nothing to do on a Sunday. Luke, how are you today?
I'm alive.
Max, how are you today?
Armbar.
Here we go. All right.
I'm here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot going on today. Tonight is AEW's Revolution pay-per-view. We got a lot to talk about in that regard. We're going to have several videos that are going to drop in regard to that. Some other fun stuff going to be happening around here, but it's time to get into the news. Our top stories today: the wrestling gods have smiled upon me. They've heard my rants and tirades. The WWE has banned the use of the leg slap.
Yes.
With multiple strikes occurring in a wrestling match, or wrestlers can be subject to being fined.
Basically, what they're doing is they're forcing wrestlers to actually try to make some form of contact.
Or, wrestle.
Yeah, I mean...
Could be a thing you did.
You don't... like I said, we were talking about this off camera. If you're going to slap your leg during a super kick...
That's one thing.
That's
one kick. One kick. You don't even have to slap your leg. Find creative ways to make sounds. I've done it. He's done it. Like, it's not hard.
Well, my sounds were because I was really hitting you.
You just thought I was good. But no, for real, I'm so happy this is going to actually, let's hope it allows wrestlers to improve creatively as far as how they're going to make their sounds, how they're going to, throw their strikes.
Right.
It's also going to take away from some of the criticisms of NXT from some of the top roster members in the WWE, such as Randy Orton, who is continuously critical of wrestlers overusing the leg slap.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's supposed to be aesthetically pleasing.
Yes.
But when you overdo it, it's not. It just ruins the entire effect. It's kind of like the camera cuts.
I agree.
When they go over and over and over and over again, and then there's an arm bar, and then there's like 30 different fucking versions.
Right.
That you're seeing at once with the rapid succession firing and everything. It's just too much.
Now, we've been gone for a couple of weeks.
Yes.
So there are some news stories we're going to backtrack on. The first of which, the Big Show. Paul White is now all elite.
No more BS.
No more BS. He's going to be he's been hired as a commentator for AEW Elevation Dark, as well as they did say he'll have some in-ring stuff.
Yes, he signed an in-ring deal as well. Yes.
So, do you think this is going to open the door for more legends?
Yes.
To come and knock into AEW and maybe get some different work for him? Do you think it's a hindrance? How do you feel about the Paul White
I think that it's going to be one of those things where Paul White was basically told by the WWE that his services, for lack of a better term, were no longer needed. But here's the deal. He can still go.
Yeah.
And a lot of the wrestlers who can still go, who the WWE has basically been like, here's a Legends deal, here's your fucking watch.
Yeah.
No more need for you anymore. Tony Khan, on the other hand, is going to be like, well, here's a big money contract. You can wrestle 4 times a year,
right? Make
twice what you're making with Vince and be comfortable.
Well, and the other part, too, is, he's giving legends an opportunity to be useful and to showcase their product knowledge in other ways, as agents, as commentators. Utilizing the name, for one, the attraction, giving them the opportunity to get some more in-ring moments, while also being like, hey, I don't think you're useless. I don't think that you're not what people want to see. Let's see if I can use you in a different capacity.
Right.
I do think we'll see more legends. I wonder, though, if AEW is going to become like TNA circa 2012, when it becomes, it's all former WWE guys, you know what I mean? And that is a genuine concern.
I mean, it is, but at the same token, WCW made it staple on bringing people over from
yes.
So, I mean, if it's done right, it's booked, and it's marketed right, it shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, that I agree with.
Yeah.
We've also got the news that Fight TV has purchased the exclusive rights on a multi-year, multi-million-dollar contract to stream NWA events, weekly shows, weekly castings, and pay-per-views.
And for a low monthly fee.
Yeah.
To do so, which is great. I hate the fact that it's been taken off of YouTube where so many people can get a hold of it.
Yeah.
And but, I mean, that's never stopped anything from going on YouTube. Eventually, it's all going to go back anyway.
Right.
But the point, not legitimately, but it'll be on there.
Right.
I think that it's a good plan for not only Fight, but good for the NWA.
Yeah.
The NWA gets more eyes on them because the people who have the Fight app for like all the MMA and all
the boxing
and the boxing and stuff can be like, oh, NWA. I remember the NWA, and then you're going to get the overlap.
Well,
effect.
and it's very similar to the Peacock deal with the network.
Yes.
The Peacock, because the WWE's main product is an entertainment product, Peacock is a pretty viable place to introduce new fans. The NWA's wrestling style is more complementary to be paired along with MMA and boxing.
Like the Golden Age.
Right.
Kind of
so
shit.
if you've got the Fight app, you can access all the UFC events, all the Bellator events, all the championship one events for MMA, every boxing event, AEW, and now with the addition of NWA, I could be sitting watching, the next Josh Alexander fight and be like, well, I've still got a house full of people. Fuck, there's some old wrestling on. Let's watch that. And then you realize it's new wrestling.
Yeah, not only that, but you look at the idea that because they're on Fight, they do so many shows a month through the Power show.
Yeah.
Well, what you can do now that you're on Fight is you can, for a small monthly fee, you run about 3-4 shows a month.
Yeah.
But you can do those shows as 3-hour.
Yeah.
Holy shit shows where YouTube you got maybe an hour, maybe an hour and 20 minutes. You can get 3 hours a week.
Yeah.
No commercials other than the occasional ad.
Yeah.
And get pay-per-view quality matches 3 to 4 times a month for I think they said $5, $6.99, something like that.
Yeah.
It's also cheaper than anything out there. Cheaper than Impact Plus, cheaper than the network, the RIP, cheaper than Peacock, cheaper than all of that. And you get quality wrestling. NWA is quality wrestling.
Agreed.
Nick Aldis is by far one of the best professional wrestlers in the business.
Professional wrestler.
And you get to watch the man do his thing. Sign me up.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that, again, I think it's a great thing for the NWA. Especially, Billy Corgan could have abandoned ship during the pandemic. And, let's be fair, he invested a ton of money into the NWA.
Well, I mean, let's be fair, a lot of companies did.
Yeah.
Just be like, you know what?
Yeah. And for Billy Corgan to kind of weather the storm with them, in time, we're starting to see where the world's going to slowly start to reopen here. But with the multi-million-dollar deal, Corgan's not losing a ton of money.
No,
he's going to be making a profit. The boys are going to get paid.
They're definitely going to make money.
Yeah,
it's definitely going to happen.
We also have to talk about the rumored change for NXT, possibly going to Tuesday nights. It's not been formally announced yet.
It's going to happen, though.
Yeah, but there are rumors that NXT will be going to Tuesday to accommodate USA Network's NHL deal. USA Network, NBC canceled their sports division, and now the sports teams they affiliate with are going to have exclusive network programming for the entire run of their secular events, with the exception of the NFL.
Yep.
So USA Network now has the exclusive streaming rights to all NHL games, which means Wednesday night, hockey night.
Yep.
So NXT's got to get out of that time slot. Plus, if you look at the setup, Monday Night Raw, Tuesday night, they piggyback on Raw with NXT. Wednesday night, we get AEW. Thursday night, we get a break. Friday night, we get SmackDown.
Well, that's not entirely accurate because you've got Impact on Tuesdays as well.
Right.
But I hear that the show that they're trying to pitch for NJPW is going to be aired on Thursday
nights on Access TV.
So I mean, that's an entire week of wrestling.
We could have on a pay-per-view event weekend where there's a takeover on Saturday and a pay-per-view on Sunday. We could get 14 straight days of professional wrestling.
Yep.
Sign me up. I'm already signed up.
We are running short on the video, so I want to throw this in. I want to talk about Synergy Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, we also have to talk about Joey Ryan.
Yes.
Number one.
Well, that's the same thing.
It's Synergy Pro Wrestling was being booked by someone who lied about his sexual predator status. All of the talent was made aware of this. All of the talent is backed out. IWTV has discontinued their future programming and current programming.
And as two IWTV personalities, it's the right call.
Yeah.
There is no room in professional wrestling for the kind of sickness that these people have been putting on.
The thing is if you're a registered sex offender, you shouldn't be anywhere near a wrestling event. Kids go to those. kids, especially if it's at a school, like that's a shitty thing for you to have done.
And to try to pull the wool over people's eyes and book the show under some other guise that it's not you.
He's been, but this guy Chad Wilson, I think is his name or something, whatever his pseudonym is. He's been on several shows with other companies as a commentator, as a personality, as a booker for a ton of things, and it's just such a shame. Thankfully, we stand with all the wrestlers who made the decision not to work with him anymore. Yeah. And to piggyback on that, Joey Ryan, I talk a lot about how much of a piece of shit he is, but tried to book an event without people knowing he was booking it through a different company where the benefits would go to a Christian women's charity. And then he appeared on the card. You are a fucking piece of shit for that, my friend.
Yeah,
all the shit you've done, and you're trying to worm your way back in the seediest, carniest fucking ways, and that's a bunch of bullshit. And if you're fucking whatever, you're watching this and you get offended, I'm going to tell you personally, I don't give a fuck. Because he is a piece of shit, and to try to manipulate wrestlers in this business to do him a service in the name of a women's charity is fucking disgusting.
Also, on the positive side of the whole situation, kudos to Tony Khan for pulling all AEW talent when he found out that was what was taking place.
Yeah. And the other independent talent that stood alongside and walked away.
Tony Khan proved, in my opinion, that he is a stand-up guy and a class act to be like, oh, that's what's taking place.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah, no, my talent's not going to be on this show.
Yeah,
it was a perfect way to stand up and be like, no, it's not right. Cool. It's not okay. You're a giant piece of shit.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want anything to do with anything anything you're selling. I'm not buying. Yeah, giant piece of shit, like Rob Leach.
All right, we don't actually mean that.
I love you, Rob.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. We are running late. Make sure you find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Pro Wrestling Throwdown. Follow us on Twitter at Pro Wrestling TD. Send us an email at ProWrestlingThrowdown@gmail.com. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave us a comment down below, and stay tuned because we got videos coming all day, yo.
Armbar!
Armbar!